Next item, it is my honor. I saw a couple folks out here earlier today, and thank you for your patience for sticking with us during our public forum. It's an honor today to be able to read this proclamation for Amateur Radio Week, and you probably couldn't think of a much better time to read this than right on the heels of inclement weather that folks have been dealing with over the past few days. I'm going to read this here. County of Santa Rosa Proclamation, whereas amateur radio operators are celebrating over a century of the miracle of the human voice broadcast over the airwaves, and the amateur radio station becomes a critical communication link in the event of a disaster, and volunteer radio operators provide situational awareness to emergency managers during and after a disaster. And amateur radio operators have demonstrated their value in public assistance by providing free radio communications for positive community and charitable events throughout Santa Rosa County and the surrounding counties. And whereas Santa Rosa County recognizes and appreciates the diligence of these amateur radio operators who also serve as weather spotters in the Skywarn program of the U.S. National Weather Service. And whereas the amateur radio is the ARRL is the National Association of Amateur Radio in the USA. And the ARRL Amateur Radio Field Day exercise will take place June 24th and 25th of this year. And it is a 24-hour emergency preparedness exercise and demonstration of the radio amateurs' skills and readiness to provide self-supporting communications without further infrastructure being required. Now, therefore, be it proclaimed by the Board of County Commissioners of Santa Rosa County that June 19th through the 25th, 2023 is hereby recognized as Amateur Radio Week in Santa Rosa County in honor and recognition of amateur radio operators and the vital contributions they make to the safety and well-being of our citizens. Passed and adopted this day, June 19th, 2023, and it was signed by our chairman, Colton Wright. I do know that I could talk a lot about it, but to try to keep us on track for a long meeting, I'll ask Tom Lloyd to come to the podium. For those of you that don't know Tom, Tom has been with the county long before my time here. He is instrumental in our emergency operations out there and had worked with Brad before Brad took his current role. And it's been nice to see the partnerships with the amateur radio community, especially after some of the hurricanes that our area has went. But Tom, would you like to say anything?
Thank you very much. So again, as we enter into Amateur Radio Week, we wanted to thank Arc Thames and his team. And Emergency Management has just put together a quick, basically a thank you. So Santa Rosa County Emergency Management recognizes Arc Thames as an individual member of the team. He wears many hats in Santa Rosa County Emergency Management, often here outside of work hours and jumping in wherever needed. Arc helps with projects without being asked and is always a friendly face in our building. We greatly appreciate him. He continuously goes above and beyond to provide software training with staff. He also serves as alternate logistics chief with Emergency Management. We just wanted to take a few minutes and thank him for his time as he serves with Santa Rosa Citizen Corps. He organizes Volunteer Santa Rosa Day, and he's also a team lead for Citizen Emergency Response Team, otherwise known as CERT. So we just wanted to thank you very much for all that you do, and we appreciate you being a vital role of our system.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Art, do you want to do some public speaking?
Absolutely.
Yeah, there you go.
Thank you, Board, for the proclamation. Thank you, Tom, for those kind words. I appreciate it. We certainly enjoy the relationship that we have with Santa Rosa County Emergency Management. Couldn't ask for a better relationship. We serve as the primary communications method between our shelters when we open those back to emergency management. We're also the alternate and auxiliary communications to the state EOC should we lose traditional communication methods. As the proclamation also mentioned, just like this weekend, we're involved with the National Weather Service, providing ground truth reports to them and providing the alerts out to the citizenry through the amateur radio as well. I did want to invite everyone this Saturday, as the proclamation mentioned, to our Volunteer Santa Rosa Day event. It's from 1 to 6 p.m. at the Santa Rosa County Fairgrounds in Milton. So we'll have our communications gear set up, Several of the other organizations that support Santa Rosa County will also be there. We'll also have food, so good reason to stop by. But that's this Saturday from 1 to 6 at the Santa Rosa County Fairgrounds. And one quick example of how we help the community I wanted to share, amateur radio volunteers from our area last year during Hurricane Ian were directly involved with the communications that resulted in the saving of 8 individuals from Sanibel Island down in Lee County. So even if storms aren't impacting our area, we're still involved with the state response and emergency communication. So again, thank you all for your support, and thank you, Tom.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Art. And right before we ask you and John to come up here and present you with this proclamation as well as a certificate of appreciation, I just feel like I would be remiss not to take the opportunity, since we are recognizing you, to say I've gotten to know Arc over the years, and I remember when he first even reached out about the county, but it's just truly a heart of service. He served many years as auxiliary, as a law enforcement officer, free of pay, and he genuinely has done that to be a service to not just our county, but really several counties up here in Northwest Florida. So, Arc, we appreciate it. I'd ask y'all, if you will, come up here, and the board will take a photograph.